What the fuck's happening, people? Welcome to the General Banter Podcast. Today is Tuesday, the 19th of November. I was going to say 20th there, and my head is up my fucking hole. That's in my own branded Keep Cup from the Galway Comedy Festival, sponsored by Vodafone, because important. All right? Now, let me tell you about some stuff before we fucking get cracking with this. Today's going to be short as shit, because I can't hang about, guys, but I want to deliver to the fans, okay? I hate that word. I didn't think about it before I said it. The people who listen to this. I wish I had fans, you know what I mean? I wish I had people who were like, man, I really want to hear this. I've got, like, customers, and they're like, where's this fucking podcast? And I can't be arsed listening to you. So here we are. We're going to get it done, okay? Even though my life is a fucking whirlwind right now. And my phone's beeping. Like that old song. I'd love to be able to find that, you know, and get it removed off YouTube. But anyway, here's what we got coming up tomorrow night. The 20th of November, Wednesday, 20th of November, we've got Lavery's Comedy Club. There's a whole pile of bastards on. I was supposed to be emceeing it. I can't actually do it. William Thompson stepped in, but you've got fucking Connor Keys, you got Robbie McShee, you got a bunch of bastards. It's going to be fucking hilarious. As always, you know what I mean? But get yourself down to that. That's going to be great. The second night of the SSE is closing in on it. Okay, it's closing in. So get your tickets for that. We'll just fucking wreck the joint. And yeah, we're trying to get some dates for live podcasts in the new year. And I've put the live podcast t-shirts on my website, colingeddis.com. There's a 2019 what do you call it? Live podcast t-shirt with a big design on the back, designed by Jamie Donnelly, tattoo artist extraordinaire. But because it's dated, it's 2019, they've gone down to about 12 quid. So if you want to go on the website, collect whatever sizes I've got left in that, up in this bitch, get on that. And is that it? Is that it, really? I've got some cool news. I'll play the motherfucking intro and neck this coffee as per, you know what I mean? Routine. We've got a routine now.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Geddis.
Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourself and your soul together. This man will make your liver quiver. This man will make your bladder splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather of soul,
Colin Geddis.
It's Geddis, actually.
Geddis.
Geddis.
Geddis. Geddis. Geddis.
Fuck you. Yes, I'm on a different computer today. It's got no stickers on the back. Because Maureen has mine. Why did I do that? Stupid idea. What the hell's that? Anyway, we're getting sued. But here, we do hear this. This is a big bit of news, guys. It's feels like a big deal for the podcast, big deal for me. I got an email the other day, and it was from MVMT, Movement Watches, and they were like, hey, we checked out your videos and we'd like to fucking have you make some videos for us. And I went, this has to be bullshit. Look at that ray of light on my face. Fucking studio setup. Last week, there's a ray of light came in, refracted off a bunch of shit, and made it look like the camera steamed up. So I had to change the fucking thing. You might have noticed it, you might not have. Anyway, they sent me an email and they're like, oh, I want to send you some shit and fucking give us some money and want you to make a video. And I was like, this isn't real. And then I was like, this sounds interesting. How do I plow forward with this? And the person was like, oh yeah, well, this is from their like influencer wing. And they were like, right, we're going to send you, they send you like a link to like, it's basically their website, but you get to shop on it for free, basically. It's like your own portal into this thing. And sure enough, I was fucking like, well, okay, just like pick watches, pick fucking glasses, whatever, and we'll send them out to you. And I'm like, okay, this sounds fucking demented. And I was like, what do you want me to do? And she goes, whatever you want. She's like, this is how we work with our influencers. We just give you shit and we want you to do something, and we just want you to do it whatever way you would do it for your fans. And of course, I'm going to get one of those like mvmt.com/Gedzilla, and you can get your fucking money off, guys, because the Dead On Mafia are in the house and we're getting swagged out because we've waded through the shit. You know, I've been offered all sorts of bollocks for sponsors, and then we've actually got one that's actually good because I've heard it on Rogan, therefore legitimized. So that's what's going to happen. Got some deliveries. Oh, cool. Phone's loud as all fuck. Got some deliveries. Gonna take some cool photos, and then I'm gonna make some cool content for them. And then that's when it's over to you folk, because this woman that sent me stuff only seen my YouTube. Motherfuckers don't know, we got the Instagram there. We got the podcast going out to whatever amount of fucking tens of thousands of listens. You know what I mean? Who the fuck knows? So what I'm going to do is, it's coming up to Christmas, guys. I'm going to go, because this is what we want. We want to take this podcast to the next fucking level. You know what I mean? Put ourselves in our own league, guys. The Dead On Mafia are in force. We put it up. She thinks I'm only putting it on YouTube. I put it across everything. Instagram, blah, blah, Facebook. And then I come on here and I go, guys, see if you want. And by the way, the watch is fucking tidy. And it's everything I like. You know what I mean? It's fucking hardcore. It's sturdy. And it's not, doesn't cost a fucking fortune. But it looks fucking sturdy. That's what I'm all about. I don't want to walk around with some fucking ornament on my wrist and like, yeah, guys, this was $8,000. You hit it on the corner of a table and have a fucking nervous breakdown. You're like, nah, bro, this is a robust watch. I mean, not this one, it's a Casio. I haven't got the fucking watch on yet, but you know what I mean? That'll come separately. And then what I'll do is I'll talk about it on everything, and then I'll go, guys, you want to buy someone a watch for Christmas? Get a fucking movement watch. And then you buy it with my code, you get it cheaper. And then these motherfuckers are like, this Geddis boy can shift from some fucking timepieces. You know what I mean? And then we all just fucking get together and fuck each other. Like this the whole time. Oh my God, look at the time. Squirt. Throat made a weird noise there. Anyway, but that's about exciting news, isn't it? Instead of having some podcast, taking sponsorship money off any cunt and being like, hey guys, welcome to, I'm gonna have to move. Welcome to the podcast. Today we're sponsored by Rita's Coleslaw, which is literally a joke from one of my old videos. But you know what I mean? We recycle around here. Reduce, reuse, recycle. But that's a cool bit of news. You know what I mean? We're 9 minutes in. Have I said anything of any worth? Fucking, of course I haven't. Got a good response for the Game Changers clip. And what the world needs now, that piece of light is doing my tits in. What the world needs is a fat cunt telling you how to get fit. And that maybe jumping on a vegan bandwagon, and thinking you're becoming a super athlete is maybe a bit of bullshit. You know what I mean? But who am I? Bro, I got fucking so many fitness people following me on Instagram. They're like, man, he's so right. He's so right and pale and fat. Thank God. But, we've been setting up businesses trying to do private PT sessions and nutrition plans and everything. And what it took was this fucking fat Voldemort bastard telling you that it might be a pile of shit. Eat whatever makes you feel good, man. Do you know what I mean? In hospital there a couple of days, mooring. Seen some... Jesus Christ. Seen a guy literally on one of those... I'm going to move to this side. Seen a guy on one of those fucking beds. You know what I mean? Like the fucking double wide Jerry Springer job that they get when you're like locked in. Do you know what I mean? Fucking huge. He's getting wheeled out and I was like, bro... That's when you're literally at the point where you're like, what, this cunt needs a psychologist more than he needs a dietitian. You know what I mean? Annoying. And I've talked about it last week, but see the fucking dregs. I don't know whether it's just Craigavon. No offense to Craigavon people, but fucking sort yourselves out. Literally people will fucking, going up to the fucking maternity ward with a swollen belly. Either you've just had a baby or you're having one shortly and you just had a fag outside. You're absolutely the worst person alive, and standing at the door when it's blowing in and all, you're like, you should be fucking arrested right now. You fucking scumbags, like, just these fucking messes. Some guy, we're in like Sunday morning, I fucking walk around to try and get a coffee and it was shut. And this guy had the typical drunk, and this is the most drunk injury. Stitches on your chin. Because some drunk cunts just went, fucking tripped on his bathroom and you're geish off the sink. And then he's in there and the guy goes to me, I'm walking along. No, I'm not in the best mood. I'm not in the best mood when I'm walking along here. I've been in better moods. And the guy goes, mate, do you know if a self-fags in there? And I barely had the sentence out and I went, you probably have to go in and look yourself, bro. By the way, I'm totally trying to act cool because I'm nearly sure I seen a mouse disappear in there. But it's all good. You know what I mean? Did I get shivers up my back and taint when I seen it? I did. Am I doing this whole podcast with elevated feet? Of course I am. But yeah, Is there figs in there? Fucking walk in and find out yourself before I pick you up by the fucking jeans and jacket above my head, turn you round, and fucking spike you onto your head and see if they can stitch that back together. You fucking waste of space cunt. People are the worst of all time. Just fuck it, man. Let's chill down. Let's just bring it down a notch again. I got a bit heated there, didn't we? Did we get heated? How many blackouts do you have for real though, day to day? Is that a sign that you're an absolute psychopath? Because I will fucking like, you know, you just do a little bit of a daydream and you're just like snapping. There's a bit I was watching Blade Runner the other night and I had the sound down. I was holding the baby. I was just kind of watching it in the background. And this guy goes to attack him and he grabs him and turns him upside down and just snaps him on his knee. And I'm like, bro, I nearly got a hard on when Gosling just snapped that guy's knee. By the way, Gosling is not a good actor. Do you know what I mean? Just because you're mysterious and can't talk good doesn't mean you're a good actor. Anyone could do that. Fucking learn to act, you prick. But yeah, several times throughout the day, I'm just like, man, wouldn't it be class if I just went 300 kicked this cunt through a pane glass window? And then I seep a wee bit at the tip. Man, wouldn't it be fucking brilliant if I just slammed my shin into the side of his neck? Contractions in my taint. It's taking a weird turn, this fucking podcast, hasn't it? Anyway, just an update on the weight loss too. Me and Dave Elliott entered a thing a long time ago. See who'd be the first one to be the legal weight to fight in the UFC. I'm about fucking 2 pounds away from that right now. So we'll just quietly take care of that and then be 265 pounds and be like, game over. You me a tenner, dickhead. Darnell. You know what I'm saying? Get it out the fuck. And then, you know, of course you realise 265 still puts you in the fat cunt category for someone who's like 6 foot. So let's cut that way down. Fell off the wagon the last few days though, you know what I mean? You know, you're in and out of hospital, you kind of eat what you can. So if I'll give in to a couple of carbs, guys. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not a guy, unless I eat like a chronic amount of shite. But see if I'm eating like mainly low carb and then all of a sudden I have like a fucking chicken Caesar wrap, you know, and then maybe I'm like, oh, I'll eat a bit of that. Oh, there's half a fucking, you know, Snickers because you're just starving. You know what I mean? You eat a thing. I don't necessarily feel worse. Some people are like, man, if I have one dessert, I'll feel like pure shit. Nah, not me. I feel the same. It just so happens when I'm eating low carb, I just tend to weigh myself in and go, I'm losing weight without trying at all. So there you are. More fitness advice. Fitness advice from a fat Voldemort. Put up a foot. This is the thing with the internet, right? Doesn't matter what I do. You know what I mean? I'm excited about this movement watches thing. I'll do that. I'll put a picture up. No one will like it. Everyone just go, was that a watch? You know? I'll put up a photo of me standing in the SSE like, man, I've worked so hard to get here, blah blah, and fucking can't believe your support, guys, and all. Fucking 100 likes. Put up a photo of this fucking baby. I'm gonna have to start exploiting this son of a bitch. By the way, he's coming up to 2 weeks. Is he 2 weeks today or tomorrow? Wait a minute. What date is it? 19th. In 2 days, he'll be 2 weeks old. Is that right? No. Hold on. What would that be? Oh my god, I'm fucking darted. No, it's today. He's 2 weeks old today. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a fucking cute baby grow on this baby and then just and put it up and be like, Eddie wants you guys to go to the SSE arena. 3,000 likes on it. Really getting that coverage. Put him to work, you know what I mean? Why else do you have kids if it's not to sell tickets? You know what I'm saying? Get him a baby grow, says fucking General Banter Podcast.com. He'll have more than fucking MVMT sponsoring this goddamn podcast. It's crazy. It's crazy how you put something cute up. Even photos of Maureen, you know, you're out for lunch. Put a photo of her up. Fucking thousands of likes. Like, guys, how can I get some love on my own fucking Instagram? It has to be through someone else. God damn it, that baby's cute. Young Eddie. Fucking hell. In out of hospital for various wee checks. And fucking people are just coming in. People are just coming in the room. Hi, yeah, I'm Donna. And you're like, hi, what's up? I just heard there was the baby in here. Can I do anything? No, I just literally just wanted to see the baby. Okay. Bye. You know what I mean? Don't blame him. He's cute as all fuck. Young Eddie, the absolute piss machine. I got a question for the podcast later, and someone was like, you know, oh, what's it like being fucking knee deep in shit and nappies all the time? And I'm like, bro, I'd be happy if he shit every time. This guy is chugging so much tit that he just pisses flat out, like flat out. You know, babies have got those big nuts when they're born, like. You know what I mean? So the fucking baby dick is like, do you know what I mean? He's got the lazy fucking hang, you know, which is like you're lying on your back and it goes up your like fucking, you know what I mean? Up your fucking thigh brow. And then you change his nappy and you're like, bro, how's the blue strip on the nappy not even blue? Because that shows that it's moist. As in it has receiveth piss. And then you lift him up and his whole back's wet and you're going, bro, is your dick going around the back of you? What's going on here? And then like a few nights there where you're like, this is beyond a joke. You're like, you know, you're holding him and he's like, and he's fed and he's fucking whatever. And you're like, come on, bro, it's 10 to 5 in the morning. What's wrong with you? And then just fucking literally for about that long. And you're like, oh, did you fucking move your bowels perchance? And then he's just like, straight back to sleep. And all the fuss was just for him just getting a bit gargly and then just... One night, like, I literally was like, oh my god, that, you know, he's fucking shit his body weight out there. And then you fucking change the nappy, get the other one on, just as I'm putting it on, shit's in that, take that off. I'm like, right, bro, this is fucking getting out of hand. I get another nappy, wipe him off. I'm not, like, he probably needs a bath at this point, but I'm like, I can't do this at fucking 5 in the morning, we'll give it an hour. And then I fucking wipe them all off, dry them off and everything, go to put the other one on. Oh, pisses everywhere, pisses all up over the joint like this. And then, I was like, okay, that's the third nap. I'm up to my fucking knees in nappies right now. Okay? And then if I can go to put the other one on, he goes, tell you what I'll do, I'll take the second part of that piss that I started a minute ago, out the side, which just runs down the side and onto his back and ruins the fucking baby growing a bit. And you're like, oh, okay. And then literally the fifth one, I'm like, right, he's naked, I've wiped him all down, he's dry, he's screaming the fucking house down. Then I get the last one on, boom, boom, do it up. Put the fucking little vest thing on. By the way, make a better design because it's a fucking disaster. I'm putting that on. I get the fucking, you know, putting his tiny arms through the fucking sleeves, pulling his wee hand through, boom. The way the fucking buttons go on the baby grower is demented. You know what I mean? It's like, take this one and click it to the leg and then it all goes up like that. And you're like, who designed this? The fucking blind man. Picked him up. He stops crying the second you put the last one on. Pick him up. Lovely. Good boy. That's it. All relaxed now, aren't you? That was a big deal, wasn't it? And you're like, fuck! Fuck! You couldn't have... It would have been easier for you if I took it off and just left you there to shit all right. I should put him in a baby bath and just be like, just fill that up with shit. Give me a shout when you're done and then I'll come clean you. Instead, you're just like... And literally this, like, it looked like, you know, you changed the nappies of 10 babies for a night. The stack of shit that I had there. He's a wee shitty trickster. He's a jester, you know what I mean? He's a wind-up merchant with a shitting, like. Unbelievable. And would fucking... You know what I mean? You don't wave anything spherical near his face or he'd have it sucked out in no time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was holding him, it was kind of dark the other night, and I held him close to my face, and he just was like, oh, that's a round thing with something sticking out the middle of it. Tits. Just went straight onto my nose, like, and then like spat it out. He was like, that's not milky tits. Don't like that at all. Or you're holding him and he's just bashing his head against your top, like, He's a savage for the tits, man. And he goes after it, like, he'll grab a hold of, you know what I mean, 2 hands, wee spiky nails and all, he'll just be like, get that fucking in my face. Another day, The other day, it was like literally the middle of the night. Maureen's feeding him, and she was like, I was like watching her feed him. She was like barely awake, literally lying on her side, and he's feeding away. And then he just gets to the point where he's like, and he just pops off, and there's literally like milk running out his face, and I had to lift him out of the way, and he was literally like, it couldn't have looked more drunk. Like his eyes were crossed, and his tongue was out, and there was milk running out his face. He was like, you know. And then set him in the cot thing, and then he just fucking shit all over himself again. So it's all good. It's fucking great, man. But sometimes it's like 10 to 5, and you're just like, I can't believe people keep having kids. Do you know what I mean? You're like, I have this one now, you know, and I love him to death, and you know, you do anything to harm him, you will die, and that's plain and simple. You know what I mean? If he gets bullied at school, I will go in and just brain an 8-year-old. And that's cool. I'll take the hit. But that's the feelings that you have. But, yeah, you're just like, people just keep having them, man. And, you know, it's like all the stories, you're like, it's a fucking nightmare. You're up at this time, you know, you're absolutely losing your mind. People keep having them. It's like heroin. You know, you're like, surely at this point, people know it doesn't end well. Not the same with kids. You know, that's a bad example. You know what I mean? It is fucking amazing. Because then he'll just, you know, like, he'll shit 14 times, but then he'll do the I'm so drunk on tit milk face, and you're like, fucking cute, bro. That's cute as all shit. But, what am I talking about, man? 24 minutes? What a heap of shit. I have a lot of questions today, which is good, because I haven't been up to much this week. But let's quickly go over the old... I mean, what's this one? NBC News. Let me see this recap of this Prince Andrew thing.
To explain his friendship with accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein backfiring.
You've been on his private plane.
Yes.
I thought you said you've paid on his private plane.
To stay on his private island.
Yes.
You've stayed at his home in Palm Beach.
Yes.
The Duke of York generating a new wave of questions in what has become a sea of speculation surrounding his ties to Epstein. Prince Andrew denied he ever saw his former friend with underage girls in a
full of shit. What sort of dunce would you have to be?
And detailed interview with the BBC.
Imagine like going to his house and
I regret the fact that he has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming. Yes.
Becoming on some fucking teens' faces.
Unbecoming. He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite, in the sense that he was a sex offender.
Queen Elizabeth's son, who is 8th in line to the throne, was specifically asked about his 2010 visit to Epstein's Manhattan mansion. After the financier...
There's a photo of Epstein, if you fucking get a photo of him, and he's smiling, and you know when people are like, oh, some of these Illuminati fucking elites are lizards, and you're like, yep.
Pleaded guilty to soliciting minors for prostitution.
Now, I went there with the sole purpose of saying to him that because he had been convicted, it was inappropriate for us to be seen together.
Despite ending their friendship, Prince Andrew admitted...
I mean, this is... My mother-in-law said this, and I wouldn't be... I reckon there's all this chat of, like, you know, all this shit that went on, and, like, you're banging these underage girls and all. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, like, fucking dudes and little boys. You know what I mean? You know, some of the fucking, you know, most royals would have some sort of fucking decorum about them, but he's like out with these fucking supermodels with their tits half hanging out and like doing some really outrageous shit where I'm kind of like, you know, that's more like someone's went, I'm gonna put myself around some girls so that people don't know that I'm flying at Epstein's fucking island to fucking rim some boys. There was me, Glitter Jackson. Da-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da. I mean, some of the statements, bro. Let me see what else.
He stayed with Epstein for 4 days.
We're staying at the house of a convicted
Imagine they were fucking
sex offender.
It was a convenient place to stay.
Prince Andrew linked to Epstein in
especially when you're looking to fucking glaze a couple of GCSE students.
2015 defamation lawsuit against Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's one-time girlfriend. The lawsuit was filed by Virginia Roberts Giuffre, who, according to court filings, alleges Epstein directed her to have sex with the royal on 3 separate occasions when she was a minor. Giuffre speaking exclusively
17, looks 40.
to Savannah.
Prince Andrew, of course, denies that this ever happened.
He denies that it ever happened, and he's going to keep denying that it ever happened. But he knows the truth, and I know the truth.
Echoing his repeated denials of the allegations, Prince Andrew says he has no recollection of even meeting Giuffre.
I can absolutely categorically tell you it never happened.
Okay. Every photo that you see of him is like, he's, you know what I mean? He's like, I don't drink. I've never taken a drug. I went to tramps. I don't even know if I've ordered a drink. And you're like, bro, who needs drinks? You know, when you're full of the fucking disco dust. Let me see. Prince Andrew Crazy Face. Like, there's just a million. Look at this cunt. Like, there's like photos of some fucking girl like licking him. I mean, she looks like she's got a boxer's nose, like she's been punched in the face. Like licking him. There's just so many photos of him just looking sweaty and fucking like with his eyes coming out of his head. He's like, I've never had a drink before. There's a girl like kissing. Ugh, fucking milk. Yeah, he just fucking every photo he just looks demented, like covered in sweat. What about that comment? Like, well, she said we went to Tramps nightclub and danced, and I was sweating profusely. And the funny thing is actually I wasn't able to sweat because at the time I'd been, where was he, Falklands? Or I'd been in a war zone, and I'd been fired at, and that meant I had an adrenaline overdose, and that meant that I couldn't actually sweat. And it took me many years to practice sweating to the point where I could actually sweat. And I think you'll find during this interview I'm actually cascading sweat down the crack of my ass because I've agreed to an interview and I'm absolutely the worst fucking liar of all time. And now I'm sweating anal buckets. And that's just the truth, okay? And so there you go. Also, bro, I've had, times when there's been adrenaline flying about. And I'll tell you something, I was sweating like fuck. So how the fuck can you be full of adrenaline and like, there's so much adrenaline that I stopped fucking sweating? Surely they go hand in hand, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's like going, oh man, I had a lot of trouble going to the loo because I had diarrhea. What? Man, I'm feeling really constipated. Why? Because I've got diarrhea. What are you saying? You fucking lunatic. And do you know what he kept? It was almost like he would pretend like he'd heard these dates so that he could avoid it. He'd be like, oh, and she said that I was with her at this nightclub, and I believe that was on the 4th of April. And oh yeah, it wasn't the 4th of April, which was impossible because I was in PAEDO EXPRESS with my daughter. And you're like, you're fucking elitist, posh, fucking cunt. You've had so much baldy teenage slice that having a fucking slice of sloppy Giuseppe's sticks out more in your fucking mind than banging a load of Key Stage 3 students. Honestly, I was in an absolute vortex of fucking I was in such a bloody tornado of fucking underage slice. And the one thing that stuck out to me is that we went and had some fucking Italian peasant food where they simply put cheese on a piece of dough. Have you heard the fucking like of it in my life? I'm more used to sitting around. Here's what we do. We get a fucking partridge. Then we stuff that inside a fucking goose and put the fucking goose inside a duck's anus. And then put the duck inside a fucking pig, and then put that inside a llama, and then a peacock on its ass, and then we eat it. We don't stoop as low as eating a fucking Italian peasant frisbee. For fuck's sake. Also, that's how you know he's gay, because he was parading around with all these fucking supermodels who he's more than likely just doing coke with. And then he's like, I gotta settle down. And then he married an absolute fucking swamp donkey. Let's get a look at Fergie and the daughters. You know what I mean? You can't be like, I mean, there's a couple of photos of them here because she'd get rid. You know what I mean? She looks like such a fucking horsey rich bitch. And like, oh my God, little prince, darling, let me fillet your fucking penis. Bet you could buy me some new horses. Gurg, 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 gurg. Do you have a yacht, perchance? You know what I mean? They all just look such English girls. You know those ones? Just like, you know, those like, yeah, I'm wild. I've got little tits and no bra. You know, one of those ones? I'm a horsey lady. Prince Andrew. Right, hold on a second. What am I looking up? The Duchess. Kieran Bartlett used to call his car that. The Duchess. Well, is she a Duchess or what the fuck? Yeah, you can't be like running around with supermodels and fucking underage girls and then you fucking marry Mick Hucknall. You know what I'm saying? Colin, that's very rude. What are you here for? You know what I mean? We're trying to get watch sponsors up on this hoe. I mean, you could argue she was hotter when she was younger, but you can't. Let's get a look at those daughters. I can't think of any other word except inbred. Look at that chin. Come on, bro. I mean, what a div. Like, here's the thing. If they ever drag Trump into this and they're like, oh, you flew out to Epstein's Island a few times, they'll be like, yeah, I did. Fucked a few. I can't even do the accent. Fucked a few teens. I can't do it. But he'll just own it. He'll be like, yeah, I did. Listen, the cunt had a private jet. He's going to fly me out to an island that he bought and he's going to offer me some fucking trafficked 17-year-olds. Am I going to not fuck him? You know what I'm saying? You don't go around to the dinner party and someone hands out the dinner and you go, it's all right, I've already yet. What are you there for? Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Other than bang some girls with no protection because they probably can't even get pregnant yet. Now, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever fucking said in my life. Other than her kids look inbred. Hey! Hey! In my tits. Fuck's sake. Right, here we are. 35 minutes. What a creepy bastard. And his lying face. Like, I bloody did. What? I can't believe you even suggested a thing. What the bloody... What? Oh my goodness. No. Bro, fucking weirdo. I mean, you kind of wish, like, maybe like Harry or William or something were a bit more like that because they would probably do a lot of fucking... I mean, I dare say Harry's tour about the country a good bit, like, you know what I mean? Because them boys are, you know, they're a bit fucking, like, definitely shave your head and a bit goofy looking. You know what I mean? But they're in good nick, you know what I mean? Being in the army and all that shit. I actually don't sweat. Under my armpit is dry as a nun's chaff. And you know what I'm saying? You know the crack. Let me see. Let me just... Oh, what's this? We got a link. Can't click it. Let me see. What's this? Someone sent me another thing. By the way, I don't know how, but me and Mickey did the fucking Riverside Theatre a while ago. Couldn't sell any fucking well, we sold about 200 tickets, but I'm doing it myself this time, and there's literally about fucking 10 tickets left out of about 400. So what the fuck is going on? What's going on? Right, let me hit some questions up in this hoe. Throat's killing me. Let's do it. How long until Eddie is a guest on the podcast? I would say we'll get him on next week. And I'll just, you know, I'll hold him here and I'll go, any crack? And then I'll hold him up and you go. And then Maureen can take him away. And that's it. Okay, let's do it. Do you think it's fair that Dawn Big Cunt Bruce Jenner is counted as one of the women on I'm a Celeb this year. Big bastard. I haven't seen any of it. It's only been on like 2 nights or something. I've missed it both times. But yeah, I mean, the problem is seeing this transitioning time where it's very popular, or maybe it's just a time when people are only comfortable to come out as trans or whatever the fuck. You're in a time where people are still trying to be like, where do we put them? And the answer is in a trans area or group. You know, what do we do about this 6'4" muscular dude with no cock winning all these races? You just have a trans section, and that's it. If someone is trans, you can't really be like, I know people are like, oh, she's definitely a woman or whatever, and you're like, yeah, whatever, till you have to do some woman shit, and then it looks like a dude doing it. You know what I mean? For fuck's sake, like, I haven't seen it, but yeah, Bruce Jenner is a big lad, like, for sure. Will you be heading to Giuseppe's after the Oma show? Looking forward to it. It depends on like how I'm eating at the time. You know, hopefully. I mean, here's the thing. If you're gonna just through trying to eat clean over the last while, or clean or no carbs or whatever the fuck it is, you realize how insane it is to eat a full pizza. You know, you're like, okay, if I'm trying to eat low carbs, I can admit, you know, I'm like, right, I've been clean all week. I'll maybe have a couple of bits of pizza, even though you usually eat it and you're like, this is not fucking worth it. But like, it seems mad to me, even after like 5 weeks of trying to eat clean, that I'm like, I can't believe that you would just eat a whole pizza. It seems fucking demented to me, you know? But anyway. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if one appeared, you know what I'm saying? What I would like even more, even though Connor Keys doesn't really have a hand in it anymore, but whenever he used to help out with and book and MC whatever at Daly's Comedy Club, I think it was his granny would make fucking sausage rolls, homemade sausage rolls, and they were like out of this world. I swear to fuck. Who would win in a boxing match between Boris Johnson and Jeremy Corbyn from Daniel? I'd say Boris Johnson probably win because he just looks like a big fucking clumsy, big fucking heavy bastard. He'd probably just be like, oh, I'm sorry, remember when he ran over that kid playing rugby? I'm Jonah Lobo! Just fucking buries this kid. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Also, thoughts on Nadine Coyle's accent in the jungle. Man, Nadine Coyle's accent is hectic. And I went to uni in Derry and hung about with a load of people from Derry and know people from Derry, but like,
our Black Friday event.
Oh, fuck off. Your Black Friday. By the way, Maureen's mum was like, oh, you got me a coffee? And I went, yeah. And she goes, oh, what is it? A black white?
I have no...
Is that a black white? Oh, what'd you get me? A black white?
skills whatsoever, as far as I know. The worst thing that could happen in the jungle is death.
The worst thing that can happen in the jungle is death.
I am Nadine Coyle, and I am best known as being a singer in Girls Aloud. I want to come across as myself, but I want to be a brave version of myself. I've actually thought about it. You know the rope bridges on the way in? What if I can't even get onto that? My experience of the great outdoors is varied. We tried to camp.
She's putting on her phone voice there, like, but it's still demented.
I stayed at my friend's caravan.
Hot also.
And they had the tent out the front. And we stayed in there until it got really creepy at about 9:30. And then we went back in to the caravan. I don't think I would...
Bruce Jenner's going, what is she saying? What is she saying with her voice? Is she talking backwards? What's going on? Is that a cock, Bruce, or what?
Cope very well with ants. Snakes, I've only seen it.
Snakes are bad, man. Snakes on a plane.
In like pet shops. I'm not good with heights at all.
Who's in pet shops, like? Right. The fuck is going on? Okay, more questions. Girls Aloud. Fucking hell. Girls Aloud. Girls Aloud. Anyway, fuck that. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Oh yeah, someone sent an article up from Glasgow, and someone commented on how manky a fucking kebab shop was. And the kebab shop owner said back to them in a violent, unprofessional manner, your ma's house is manky or something. I don't complain about how manky your ma's house is every time I fucking pumped her. Pumping that bitch. Anyway, that's typical Glasgow banter, really, isn't it? Or patter, as they might say. Are you going to listen to the Dolecast anytime soon? Would probably help put the baby to sleep. Daniel K. Houston. Mate, what do you think I have time for? I don't have time for anything. Fucking maniac. Are you looking forward to 2020's Eurovision Song Contest? Are you a fan? And that's from Michael Carson. And I'll tell you what, mate, I would rather dip the end of my cock in a fucking NutriBullet than watch that shit. No time for it. At all. Alright, mate, tickets bought for the SSE show. Was wondering, will there be a support act or anything? Why? Do you know what I mean? What do you give a fuck? Do you know what I mean? What do you think I'm gonna do? Like, just go out and do like half an hour and you'll be like, well, I don't know if I get my money's worth. Bro, it's gonna be all me. Okay? What the fuck do you want support acts for? Don't buy a ticket if you care what the support act is. That's why I'm having no support. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do about 35 minutes, then I'm gonna break, then I go back on to about 45 minutes of pure, unfiltered murder. And that's it. Who do you think you're fucking dealing with here? Who's gone on before you? Doesn't matter. Good fucking luck to them. But it'll be me, so fuck that. That's people don't understand how fucking like almost insulting that is. Do you know what I mean? Oh, congrats, man. Who's the other people on with you? Fucking nobody. How do you think we got here? Baz, you fucking mad bastard, you. What was your last job before going full-time comedy? I worked in a TV company in Derry, and it was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Even though, because I didn't know how TV companies worked, I just thought, oh, I'm going to get into a TV company and pitch them my ideas, and they're going to love it. But in actual fact, I got a job in a TV company and they're like, yeah, we make educational sort of documentary things. So we have no interest in doing any comedy whatsoever. And I went, oh, cool. Now I'm just stuck editing videos about fucking, Stonehenge or something that I don't give a fuck about whatsoever. And I also don't know how to use any of the equipment. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I absolutely bluffed it every day. Should I invest in Pizza Express stock? Absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. Have you started prepping for your SSE shows? I can't wait to see you and just want to wish you and Maureen all the best with wee Eddie. Thanks, Paul. Have I started prepping for it? Yeah, it's called All Year Round. 24/7. Stay ready. You know what I mean? Of course. What's going on back at home in general? Like if it was an audio picnic podcast, this section would be the general banter bit. Have you heard this fucking podcast ever, mate? You guys are doing my fucking tits in right now. Fucking hell. What do you think this podcast is? It's me talking about what I'm fucking doing. Now listen to this clip.
Night-stalking, crime-fighting vigilante and a heavy metal rapping machine. I don't feel anything emotionally except for rage. 24/7, 365, at 1,000,000%. And if you think that there's something behind that, then you're crazy. I'm a night...
And that's why there's no support at the Odyssey. Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. Have I started prepping for it? Yeah, I've got some good ideas and I've decided that I've been on tour and I've been doing this set a long time and the natural thing to do would be just move straight from that and do it at the SSE. But you know what, guys? I don't want to and it's boring the fuck out of me. So I'm going to, between now and then, shit out about half an hour of new stuff because try and catch me. You know what I mean? Even when I'm not trying, it's squirting out. Unbelievable. Bro, I wrote a bit about this Prince Andrew thing. Cancelled. The internet is cancelled. You know what I'm saying? How's fatherhood when you're knee deep in shite nappies? Let me tell you, I started this statement earlier. I wish it was all shit, because it's like squeegee in a window. You see where it is. Do you know what I mean? You see. Whereas if he just keeps pissing, do you know what I mean? It's like trying to fucking. It's a disaster. You just can't fucking get it up. You're just like, oh, the piss is everywhere. Whereas the shit is like, there we go. That is visual representation of a complete job. Whereas the piss is just like, oh, I thought he pissed his nappy, but then I changed him and I now need to dry his hair because he's pissed in his own hair somehow. What do you reckon to I'm a Celebrity nobodies now having less rights than the delicious Beatles they aren't allowed to eat? Right enough. Have they changed it this year? I mean, it did seem a bit weird to be just like, oh yeah, eat this fucking live thing for entertainment. As much of a non sort of fucking hippie, at that point you're like, do you know what I mean? Like, I used to own snakes and stuff. I do like animals. I do like animals. And I know people are like, you can't say you like animals and fucking, still eat them. But I have respect for it. I would love a dog, but I know my lifestyle wouldn't suit having a dog, so I don't get a dog. Whereas there are plenty of fucking fuckwits would get a dog and treat it like shit, and the thing would be a fucking nightmare. And would start attacking people because it just didn't know how to socialize. And they would do that anyway, and then they would just have a fucking full dog's, lifespan of having a fucking crazy dog that was a pain in the hole the whole time. So I don't get one. I used to own snakes because I was a fucking cool guy back in the day, you know what I mean? But some of the things they do in that, where they're just like chucking snakes about and all, you're like, mate, you do realise that's a fucking live animal, and it probably will bite you just because it's freaking out. That annoys me. That annoys the fuck out of me, in fact. But I don't know, there's some big names on it, you know what I mean? Caitlyn Jenner's a big name. The thing is, like, there are a few shows like I'm a Celeb and Strictly and stuff where it's actually a career. Like, what about that girl Emily fucking Attack or whatever the fucking name is? She's on every. She absolutely was like, I'm going on this and I'm gonna fucking squeeze both these tits for the next fucking bunch of years. So I don't know who the name. Oh, Susan. Rich. Have you noticed a rise in female comedians or women trying to get into stand-up comedy contacting you since you mentioned you don't really get contacted by them on one of the podcasts? Just wondering, because I've noticed a bit more of a female presence on a couple of Lavery's lineups. You realise it because people are talking about it. Because some cunt thinks that it makes them a better person to fucking sit on a high horse and point out, supposed mistakes. Not a lot of females there. So what? What the fuck are you going to do about it other than be a cunt and notice it? It doesn't solve anything. You're only noticing it because it's been talked about so much. There are no more females on Lavery's lineups this year than there were last year or the year before. It's just that the percentage is way fucking smaller than the men. It's just now that it's being pointed out, and now it's a fucking issue because it's been talked about so much. Not a lot of women in that lineup. And then when there is a fucking female on the lineup, people are like, oh, female, fuck's sake. What's going on here? You know what I mean? So it's people aren't taking it fucking serious. People think it's a fucking novelty to have a girl on now. And you're like, no, it's this. You're fucking like not allowing it to just be what it is. And then it will become a fucking like novelty. People think like, oh, look at these ones. Good for these ones for having girls. Suck my dick, you know what I mean? Get that patriarchy in your fucking face. If you could swap your ability to grow a beard with having hair on your head, would you? Bro, you think I have a fucking beard? I have trans beard, you know what I mean? If a fucking Chinese woman started taking hormones, this is the beard she'd end up with. I would take never having fucking hair on my head ever at all. I mean, like, it pisses me off having to shave it. I'd take it all off and give me a nice thick beard just to add to the roundness of my fat fucking face. Although I did put up a funny photo on Instagram the other day of like when my face was really fat, which I wouldn't even have noticed. I mean, it's still gross, but like at this point it looked like I'd been dead in a river for about 3 weeks. Anyway, G winning. Currently in Vietnam, chilling by the pool, and my girlfriend says, oh, for fuck's sake, are you Colin Geddising me again because I've been catching up on missed podcasts? Any highlights from your time in Vietnam? So you're sitting chilling by the pool, putting on fucking my podcast, and she's like, is there 3 of us in this relationship? Isn't it funny? Like, you know, especially if you're in like a long-term relationship, the amount, like, a girl can just hijack the TV. What did Maureen watch one time? Once Upon a Time, or so? Is that what it's called? It's like some fucking shitty fucking like fairy tale thing, and it's, of course, it's one of those American ones where she's like, oh, there's only 24 series with like 36 episodes in each one. I didn't walk into our living room for about 6 months. She watched that shit all the fucking time. And then I do a lot of the cooking at our house, so she'll walk in, she'll be like, you're just always just playing podcasts. And you're like, yeah, I'm playing a podcast while I cook all the fucking meals in here. You're playing too many podcasts. So what? I don't come in and go, you've wasted 8 months of your life watching fairy tales with Robert Carlyle. Any highlights from your time in Vietnam? Here, bro, look on my fucking YouTube. I made about 4 vlogs from it. Great times. A lot of shitting. What time will I have to queue for labs tomorrow? Well, the doors open at 7:30, mate. So if you're there about 20:15, and just stand for a wee minute and get in, should be all good. Wish I was going. Might still be able to. We'll figure it out. Is this the last question? Might be okay. Is it okay to mosh the fuck out? Oh, man. Yeah, I feel bad for slagging them boys now, because, you know, it's just, you're just representing yourself, or like, what's the word? Expressing yourself creatively. I'm sorry, guys. What was your... Guys, can I get permission to mosh the fuck out right here? Gears a light. What was your go-to carry-out when underage drinking? I don't know, man. Just whatever fucking the prince would buy us. I don't drink. What? I don't think I've ever bought a drink in there. That's because you're fucking royalty. Literally. They probably went, come on in. You know this guy's gonna slide some major dollar into these fucking Russian hookers' assholes. Underage drink. Probably just beer was a good one. And I remember buying a lot of Budweiser, because it was just like, Budweiser is beer. I know that Budweiser is beer. Buy me that one. But then people were drinking shit like Concord, which, you know, it's a good quality drink when it stings your lips. Like, it tastes like strawberries, but then it stings your lips. What other shit? I mean, you would do stupid shit. You would go out and be like, can I get a fucking orange WKD and a double vodka? And then you'd mix the two of them and drink them. I should be dead, really. But, fucking hell. But at a certain point, I'd have drank fucking anything. Like, do you still do BJJ? What belt were you? Mate, I was a fucking white belt the whole bastard time, even though I did it on and off for about 5 years. Here's my issue, right? I have too many. I know it's a bad excuse. I love it. I like BJJ. I like doing it, but it's so fucking difficult for me to get to now. You know, which is a bad excuse, but you know, I do like working out. I like trying to stay strong and fit, and I do like doing jiu-jitsu, but it's not on my fucking list of like priorities. And if I could do it handier, I would absolutely do it. But I would have to really go out of my way at this point. I have so many other things going on. I'd have to be like, right, this is the day that I go to Belfast and do jiu-jitsu, and that would just take up the whole fucking day. And then you just gradually fucking don't think about it that much, and then you just kind of let it slide. But it's fucking annoying, because I would like to get better at it, and I'm not 100% shite at it. Like, you know what I mean? I'll fucking squeeze you up real good. But like, yeah, just I mean, literally, like, there's a chance we might move house in the next while, and if there's a bit of room, I literally might mat it out and just be like, guys, do you want to do an open mat on a Sunday at my house? And you can come down, whoever does jiu-jitsu, on a wee road trip, and just have people to roll with. You know, get the breakfast in after. But yeah, and I much prefer doing like no gi. That statement doesn't mean anything. And that's it. That's about it. That was about the end of the questions, guys. We're at 57 minutes. I'm a bit pushed for fucking time today. I may have to put actual rat poison down in this garage because I just seen literally a mouse's tail a minute ago going in there. So I'm shitting myself, okay? It's all glitz and glamour, guys, you know what I mean? Patreon.com/General Banter Podcast if you want to pay for some mouse traps for this dump. But yeah, that's it. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get back to my wife and child. I have a child now. You know what I mean? You pick him up and you sniff him. And that's what you do with babies. What happens to people where they go, how can you actually smell like milky buttons, and then you get older, then you smell like Parmesan cheese and onions? People are fucking rank, aren't they, man? Anyway, yeah, I'll keep you updated on the MVMT thing because that's really cool. Also, you will get like 15% off, so if you want to get a fucking Swagladesh watch for a bit cheaper, use my maybe code once I free it onto the internet. And there'll be a cool wee video to accompany it. Share it if you want. It'll be pretty swag. And then that's it. Check out the tour dates at shine.net. See what's left for those. A lot of those are fucking selling out. There's ones in like December that are just, you know, by the time we get round to them, we'll just fucking sell them out. There's a handful of... if you go onto the fucking SSE thing or Ticketmaster and look at the seats for the Odyssey, you know, there's not a lot left, to be honest. And you can take a look at that. There's things like Armagh, it's selling out quickly. You know what I mean? Get your hands on some tickets and we'll come do some fucking comedy in Yo Town. And that's it, guys. We're out of here. Lavery's is tomorrow night. Get on it. And get one of those fucking podcast t-shirts if you want. But we've got to get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I actually have no recollection at all of flying there for the sole purpose of busting some fucking nuts on some teens' faces. Matter of fact, I might be the only person other than Acne that has bust on more teens' faces. You know what I'm saying? Just looking at old photos now. Cool. Let me get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's all good. We'll be back next week. Hopefully I'll get the baby on, show him off, you know. Play the fucking Lion King music and all that shit. We literally put him in a tiger print baby girl the other day, and one of the nurses nearly fucking ovulated looking at him. She just went, is he in a tiger print? Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. Nearly lost her shit. It was incredible. Anyway, cheers for listening, guys. Bit of a short one, but do you know what? I could have easily just not done this podcast, but I'm glad to get it out to you guys. Hope you enjoy it. You know what I mean? Just enjoy yourselves, guys. You know what I mean? Respect. I'm out of here. See you later.